Students, today we will learn about the most important part of poetry, that is poetic devices, or we also call them literary devices. First of all, let's see what are poetic devices. Poetic devices means a figurative language to draw a picture mentally. Means with the help of poetic devices, the readers can create a picture in their mind. Now let's see the first poetic device, that is simile. Simile means a comparison between two dissimilar things, actions, or feelings. This is done by using words such as like and as. A simile makes an imaginative comparison to compare between a particular common aspect of varied things. Now let's understand a simile with the help of example. He fought like a lion in the battle. Here, he has been compared to a lion that symbolizes bravery. Next example is red as a rose is she. Here, her beauty is compared to a rose, means she is very beautiful. Now let's move on to the next poetic device, that is metaphor. There is a very thin difference between a simile and metaphor. Metaphor means when the comparison is implied on a thing, action, or feeling. Through a metaphor, an analogy is drawn between two dissimilar things. Now let's talk about the same example. In a simile, we said he fought like a lion in the battle. And in a metaphor, we will imply the comparison on the lion. We will say he became a lion in the battle. Let's take one more example. All the world a stage. This line we have taken from Seven Ages written by William Shakespeare. Here, the poet compares the world to a stage. Let's take one more example. You are Mozart in disguise. This line has been taken from Frog and the Nightingale. Here you refers to Frog, who has been compared to a Mozart, who was a great Russian music composer. Next poetic device is personification. Personification means giving human quality to an object or a non-living thing. For example, let's take an example from the poem Mirror. I am exact and silver. Here, mirror has been personified. Next example is he stalks in his vivid stripes. This example we have taken from a tiger in the zoo. Here, tiger has been given humanly qualities. So that's why this is personification. Next poetic device is anaphora. Anaphora means deliberate repetition of word or phrases in the beginning of a line to create an artistic or rhetorical effect. And why there is deliberate repetition? Because the poet wants to create a beautiful effect. For example, every day, every night, and every way, I am getting better. Here, every day, every night, every way, word every has been repeated. This is an example of anaphora. And here and there a lusty trout, and here and there a grayling. This is another example for anaphora. One more example we will take. Some say the world will end in fire, some say in ice. So here, some say is example of anaphora. Next poetic device is alliteration. This is the most interesting part of poetic devices. Alliteration means repetition of two or more than two consonant sounds or words in a line. We can take one example. The furrow followed free. Here, F sound has been repeated. Furrow followed free. One more example we can take. His strength behind bars. Behind bars, here B sound has been repeated. Let's see next poetic device, that is onomatopoeia. Onomatopoeia means use of sounding words to create a dramatic effect. For example, I chatter over stony waves. So chatter is a sounding word, and this is the example of onomatopoeia. Or we can take one more example. He cackles. This is also example of onomatopoeia. Or like we can take the example of snake hisses or bee buzzes. These all are the examples of onomatopoeia. Next poetic device is imagery. Imagery means creation of any sensory effect for the readers. Means the readers can visualize or they can see that effect or that scene. We will take the example from the poem A Tiger in the Zoo. He hears the last voice of night, the patrolling cards, and stares with his brilliant eyes at the brilliant stars. Here, the tiger is confined to a cage, but he can see the scene of the zookeepers, and the same scene is being visualized by the readers also. Next example is refrain. Refrain refers to repetition of a words, a line or a group of lines at regular intervals. This is used by the poets to lend rhythm or music to their poems. For example, men may come and men may go, but I go on forever. This line we have taken from the poem Brook, written by Tennyson. Next is oxymoron. Oxymoron means use of contradictory words. Here, these are not exactly the opposite words, but these are contradictory words, and sometimes they may create another word also. For example, we will say quiet rage. Here, quiet and rage both are contradictory. Another example is waking sleep. Waking and sleep, and again they are opposing words, but they are not exactly the opposite words. Living dead. Living dead means you can say a miserable man on the earth. Lastly, we will talk about enjambment. Enjambment means in two or more than two lines, there is absence of punctuation marks. For example, he stalks in his vivid stripes the few steps of his cage. Here, between these two lines, there is no punctuation mark. So, this is the example of enjambment. This is all about poetic devices. I'm sure you would have surely learned it. Thank you so much.